The year was 1587, a time of daring exploration and unyielding ambition. England, hungry for new worlds and untapped wealth, cast its gaze across the Atlantic, dreaming of colonies that would establish Britain's dominance in the New World. Among the many expeditions, one stood out in its audacity, an attempt to establish a permanent settlement on the mysterious coast of North America, what would come to be known as the Roanoke Colony. Roanoke was not England's first effort at colonization. It was, however, the most ambitious and ambitious, born out of a confluence of political intrigue, economic interests, and legendary exploration. Sir Walter Raleigh, a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I and a visionary adventurer, had sponsored the initial expeditions into what he called the Lost Colony. The goal was clear: create a secure foothold for England, establish trade routes, and possibly find precious resources like gold and silver. In August 1587, a fleet of ships deposited a group of settlers on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Led by John White, an artist and chosen governor, the settlers included families, women, children, craftsmen, and soldiers, each one eager to forge a new life. White's mission was not only colonization, but also to find and secure alliances with any native tribes and to establish a sustainable settlement. As they built rudimentary homes, farmed the land, and tried to establish friendly relationships with the local indigenous tribes, the settlers became acutely aware of the importance of this venture for England's destiny. Roanoke's strategic location promised access to rich resources, and the settlement was a symbol of national pride and exploratory daring. Yet the establishment of Roanoke was only the beginning, a fragile foothold in an unforgiving landscape that would challenge even the most determined colonists. The venture marked a pivotal moment in early American colonization, a testament to human resilience but also the beginning of what would become one of history's greatest mysteries. The reality of life on Roanoke Island soon proved to be far harsher than the explorers and settlers had anticipated. The promise of a new beginning was shadowed by relentless difficulties, nature's formidable obstacles, and the ongoing struggle for survival. Harsh environmental conditions. From the moment the settlers arrived, they faced a formidable environment that tested their resilience. The island's climate was unpredictable, summers sweltering and humid, winters chilling and damp. The coastal region was dotted with dense forests, marshes, and sandy beaches, but the land itself was not particularly fertile, and the soil proved difficult for farming. The settlers attempted to cultivate crops, corn, beans, and peas, learning through trial and error, but poor soil quality and unpredictable weather made harvests scarce. Food supplies dwindled rapidly, and their initial stores began to run out. The nearby rivers teemed with fish, but without proper tools and knowledge of the terrain, fishing was limited and often unsuccessful. Struggle for resources and indigenous relations. As the months passed, the colonists faced scarcity of essentials: food, fresh water, and timber. Fresh water was especially difficult to find during droughts, forcing them to ration and even risk venturing further inland in search of resources, often encountering hostile or wary indigenous tribes. Their interactions with the local tribes were tense. While some tribes appeared cautious or indifferent, others were suspicious of the encroaching settlers, fearing loss of land or resources. Early alliances fractured or failed altogether, leaving the colonists increasingly isolated. Internal strife and morale. The hardships soon led to internal discord. Frustration, illness, and despair gripped the settlers. Diseases such as dysentery and scurvy spread rapidly, compounded by the poor sanitary conditions and limited medical knowledge. Starvation and exhaustion took lives, reducing the population and straining the remaining settlers' resolve. Governor John White, who arrived later with supplies, tried to rally the settlers, but the reality of their situation was grim. Many questioned the wisdom of their endeavor, and morale suffered. The desire to establish a thriving colony was overshadowed by death, deprivation, and the relentless environment. The looming threat of external events. The situation worsened when supplies sent from England were delayed, partly due to political upheaval and tightening of English priorities elsewhere. White's return to England to secure aid would be delayed for 3 long years, an eternity in the minds of the beleaguered colonists. Oh, as the colony's plight grew desperate, the settlers faced choices: remain and risk starving, or attempt to abandon the settlement and seek help elsewhere. The potential for rescue seemed distant, and survival itself became a daily challenge. A colony at the brink of collapse. By early 1590, Roanoke was a shadow of its once hopeful inception. The colony's structures lay in ruins, and the surviving colonists, if any remained, disappeared into the wilderness or fled in search of aid. The island, once a beacon of England's imperial ambitions, was eerily silent. Yet amid this chaos and despair, the most mysterious chapter of all was about to begin: the disappearance of the colonists and the cryptic clue that would echo through history: the word CROATOAN. The year was 1590, and after 3 long years of silence, the hopes of rescue and revival had all but vanished. Governor John White, who had returned from England with supplies, was expecting to find the colonists weathered but alive, perhaps establishing a new settlement or waiting patiently for reinforcements. Instead, what he encountered was a puzzle so profound it has haunted historians and explorers for centuries. White's ship finally reached Roanoke Island in August 1590, eager to reunite with the colonists he'd left behind. What greeted him was a silent, desolate landscape, eerily quiet, with no sign of the settlers. The fortifications and structures had been dismantled or overtaken by the wilderness, suggesting that the colonists had abandoned the site. But where had they gone? What had become of the lost colony? The initial search. White's first discovery was a carved wooden post bearing a message. Scratched into the bark was the word CROATOAN, a name he recognized as that of a nearby native tribe with whom they had attempted to build an alliance. There was no sign of violence, no bodies, no evidence of a raid or massacre. It was as if the colonists had simply vanished into the wilderness, leaving behind only a cryptic message. Another clue was a nearby tree upon which the word CRO was carved, possibly an abbreviated or hurried version of CROATOAN. White and his crew searched the surrounding area, but found no trace of their fellow settlers. No bodies, no cabins, no signs of a struggle. The entire settlement had disappeared, abandoned overnight or over a span of time too subtle for immediate detection. Oh, the significance of the clue. The word CROATOAN was not meaningless. It was the name of a local tribe on Hatteras Island, known for their fierce independence and resilience. It was also the name of a small island, CROATOAN Island, now known as Hatteras, where the tribe resided. White's focus immediately shifted to this region. Perhaps the colonists had integrated with the tribe, or sought refuge there. However, when White and his men attempted to investigate or make contact with the CROATOAN tribe, they found little evidence that any colonists had joined them. The natives were wary, and no clear signs of the settlers' presence could be found. No European artifacts, no abandoned settlements, no clear paths, nothing definitive that proved the colonists had sought refuge among them. Oh, or the broader mystery. The disappearance of the colonists propelled the mystery into legend. Had they been killed? Had they integrated with the native tribes? Or had they ventured deeper into the wilderness, seeking new land and abandoning all hope of English aid? Over the centuries, countless theories have arisen, each trying to solve the puzzle of what truly happened to the lost colony. What remains undeniable is the haunting message, a single word carved into wood, a clue that holds the secrets of the vanished men, women, and children. It remains one of the greatest mysteries in American history, a ghostly testament to human ambition, resilience, and the inexplicable forces of fate. The mystery of the lost colony has persisted for over 4 centuries, and no single explanation has fully satisfied historians, archaeologists, or storytellers. Each theory offers a different glimpse into what may have happened to those brave souls who sought a new life across the Atlantic. Let's explore some of the most prominent and compelling ideas. 1. Integration with native tribes. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the colonists survived by merging with local indigenous tribes. The word CROATOAN serves as a crucial clue, suggesting that some settlers moved to CROATOAN Island or other nearby tribes' territories. Native tribes in the region were known to be fierce protectors of their lands, and some oral histories from tribes such as the CROATOAN and Hatteras speak of encounters with strange Europeans who integrated into their communities. Supporters of this theory point to archaeological evidence indicating that some artifacts of European origin, such as buttons, beads, and iron tools, have been found in native settlements, possibly indicating that some colonists adopted native customs and lifestyles. Additionally, some descendants of tribes in the region display European features and customs, fueling speculation of integration and survival. 2. Murdered or killed. Another somber but plausible theory suggests that most, if not all, of the colonists were killed during conflicts with either rival tribes or hostile natives. This perspective is supported by reports of violent clashes between early settlers and indigenous groups who may have viewed the encroaching Europeans as threats. Some accounts hint at skirmishes and massacres, with tribes attacking the colonial settlement. In the chaos, families could have been slaughtered, and survivors either fled or hid. The absence of any clear European remains or artifacts at the original site is taken as evidence for this theory, although it remains difficult to conclusively prove any massacre. 3. The lost colony of the interior. Some historians propose that the colonists attempted to march inland, seeking safety or better land, and established a new settlement far from the initial site. Given the vast wilderness of the interior, it's conceivable the settlers could have succeeded in founding a hidden community, perhaps where no European artifacts or signs of European presence remain. However, no definitive archaeological evidence of such a settlement has ever been found, and efforts to locate a buried or abandoned colony in the interior have yielded limited results. Still, the possibility that the colonists tried to escape and build anew remains a tantalizing prospect. 4. The sunken colony, or disaster hypotheses. Some more fantastical theories suggest that the colony might have fallen victim to natural disasters, such as hurricanes, flooding, or fires, that wiped it out entirely. The treacherous coastlines and unpredictable weather patterns of the area could have easily caused the settlers' demise, hidden beneath shifting sands or submerged in the coastal waters. Additionally, some conspiratorial theories, not widely accepted, claim that the entire colony was deliberately destroyed or secreted away by powerful interests, perhaps to hide gold or other valuables. These ideas tend to blend speculation and myth more than historical fact, but persist in popular culture. 5. The return to England or elsewhere. A less popular but possible idea is that some colonists managed to survive and later return to England, either clandestinely or through unknown journeys. This theory suggests that the settlers, overwhelmed and desperate, might have made their way back across the Atlantic, blending into European or native communities, leaving no trace of their former lives. 6. The unknown fate, an enigma still unsolved. Despite these theories, the truth remains elusive. No conclusive archaeological evidence or historical documents definitively confirm any particular fate. The absence of bodies, the lack of clear Native American testimonies,
and the contradictory nature of the clues keep the mystery alive. Each new discovery, be it an artifact, a native oral tradition, or an archaeological dig, adds pieces to the puzzle, but never fully answers it. The enduring allure of the mystery. The disappearance of the Roanoke settlers continues to evoke fascination and imagination. It embodies the perilous human spirit, to seek new horizons despite risks, coupled with the profound mysteries of history that refuse easy explanation.
People from all walks of life, historians, explorers, conspiracy theorists, writers, and folklore enthusiasts, are captivated by the enigma. Whether the settlers were lost to history, absorbed into native tribes, or met some other fate, their story remains a powerful reflection of human ambition, resilience, and the inscrutable nature of history itself. The disappearance of the Roanoke Colony, often called the Lost Colony, has transcended mere historical curiosity, becoming a symbol of human mystery, resilience, and the alluring unknown. Its story has woven itself into the fabric of American folklore, inspiring stories, legends, and debates that continue to resonate today. The birth of legends and folklore. Over the centuries, tales of the missing colonists have grown with embellishments and variations, embodying themes of mystery, survival, and the uncanny. The simple word, CROATOAN, carved into a post has become emblematic of a puzzle that might never be fully solved. The notion that the colonists integrated into native tribes or disappeared into the wilderness has fueled numerous legends of lost tribes, hidden civilizations, and even ghost stories. In American popular culture, the Roanoke story has been adapted into novels, movies, and television series. Its core mystery, what happened to those settlers, entices writers and filmmakers, who often blend history with fiction, to explore themes of adventure, betrayal, and the supernatural. Impact on American identity and historic inquiry. The Lost Colony also plays a significant role in shaping ideas about exploration, perseverance, and the American frontier spirit. It symbolizes both the daring attempt to forge new beginnings and the unpredictable, often perilous reality of exploration. Historically, the mystery has spurred a multitude of archaeological efforts, with explorers and scientists striving to uncover the truth. Excavations at the original site, encouraged by the first archaeological investigations in the early 20th century, have unearthed artifacts that hint at the settlement's existence, but definitive proof of the fate of the colonists remains elusive. The story has also influenced American colonial identity by emphasizing the importance of resilience and adaptability, traits exemplified by both the settlers and the indigenous nations who interacted with them. The Roanoke myth and cultural reflection. The mystery of Roanoke reflects a broader human tendency to mythologize and romanticize the past. It embodies the eternal curiosity about the unknown. What secrets lie beyond our grasp? The Lost Colony narrative taps into fears and hopes about discovery, disappearance, and the possibility of monumental secrets lying hidden. Native American oral traditions that speak of encounters with Europeans and the integration of some colonists have served as a bridge between history and myth. These stories, passed down through generations, continue to add layers of mystery and respect for the indigenous perspective. Contemporary significance and tourism. Today, Roanoke has become a symbol of historical intrigue and a popular site for tourism and education. The Outer Banks and nearby areas host museums and reenactments, inviting visitors to explore the storied past and ponder the questions that remain unanswered. The story also inspires modern explorers and scientists who continue to investigate and uncover clues, hoping to finally shed light on this enduring enigma. Final reflection. In the end, the story of Roanoke is more than a historical mystery. It's a testament to human curiosity and the enduring allure of the unknown. It reminds us that history is often incomplete, And some of the most profound stories are those that leave us with more questions than answers. Whether the settlers vanished into the wilderness, merged with native tribes, or fell victim to nature's fury, their story continues to stimulate our imagination. And perhaps it's in the very uncertainty that the true legacy of Roanoke lies, an eternal symbol of exploration, mystery, and the indomitable human spirit.